And a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Our focus today is on the South, but let's quickly take our top stories. Muslims all over the world are celebrating Eid al-Fitr, which marks the end of fasting in the month of Ramadan, a time for spiritual reflection, prayer, generosity, and kindness. The day is usually marked with prayers at the Eid grounds with large congregations. Eid al-Fitr is a time to visit friends and family members, and it's traditional to wear new clothes and recite a short tabik on the way to the mosque, as well as eat something sweet like a date. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu joined other Muslim faithful at the Dodan Barak praying ground in Lagos to observe the Eid al-Fitr prayers. The Deputy Governor of the state, Kadri Hamzat, and the former Governor of the state, Babatunde Fashola, are some of the dignitaries that also observed the prayers. In his sermon, the Chief Imam of Lagos, Sheikh Suleiman Abdunola, said that the festivity promotes a culture of sacrifice, unity, and tolerance amongst Muslims. On his part, the president asked Muslims to sustain the lessons from the month of Ramadan.
The kind of resilience, sacrifice, endurance that we have, we should preserve that for the country. Be kind and be cheerful giver. Love our country better than any other country. That's the only one that we have. And we must continue to protect the integrity of our government and leadership. The New Hope is alive, well, and fine, and Nigerians will continue to be very hopeful. Without hope, there's no salvation. Without hope, there's no development. Without hope, there's no life.
In the same vein, Muslims have been admonished not to forget the lessons of the holy month of Ramadan as they join their counterparts all over the world to celebrate. Speaking in Abuja shortly after leading the congregational prayers, the Imam of Zom Mosque, Mr. Abdul Salam Adedoku, says Nigeria will be a better society if all Muslims inculcate and practice the lessons learned during the Ramadan period. The Imam is also saying that and appealing to Nigerians to be patient as the economic hardship being experienced in the country will not last forever. Let's talk infrastructure in Cross River State. The government has assured residents of the completion of all ongoing projects across the state. Speaking with journalists in Calabar, the state capital, the Commissioner for Works, Mr. Pius Edet, explained that the current administration in the state is committed to putting the state on the world map and will not relent in ensuring that basic amenities are provided.
Indeed, the Governor Basio to his administration is keeping to its campaign promises of the people's first mantra by ensuring that the state's infrastructure wears a new look. Residents expressed their excitement over the new look of the streets as they narrate the difficulty faced by them before the intervention.
Ajamunu streets, as before, was very bad. Motor cars could not pass along. They do drive one way. Even the little part that people walking on the feet can pass, that will be the same place that bike and motorcycle will be passing by. At times, they'll be jumping people or falling inside gutter on somebody's shop. So now that the government has come inside to do the road, it's very fine.
For the fact that I've been here for over 12 years now. I can say much about this road. In fact, it was very, very bad. Very, very bad. But within the 6 or 7 months that the governor have come in, truly speaking, there's a change. Not only in this road. If you go around Tamono, you also see a very good job that the governor has done.
However, they have a request for the state government.
Please, we are appealing the bombs. As express road like this, motors will be coming in full speed. So we need bombs in the street so that when the motors will come, they will come and slow down and people will have way to pass.
The Commissioner of Works assures residents of completion of all road projects, including those flagged off by the past administrations, except for the two being handled by the Niger Delta Development Commission.
All the projects you see in Cross River State today are all initiated by Cross River State government. And I can say that if we give us, this is just less than 1 year we have achieved this, and we have a lot in stock, for the state. Just a few weeks ago, we were in Calabar South. We're initiating another project, about 10 extra roads to be constructed, in Calabar South, which we are going to be beyond the rehabilitation we are doing.
The state government promises that all other senatorial districts will get this gesture and no one will be left out of the massive infrastructure development.
Staying with infrastructure, but this time in Akwa Ibom State, where the governor, Pastor Umar Eno, has expressed satisfaction with the quality and speed of work undertaken by his administration. The governor, who spoke to correspondents at the Government House Uyo after an unscheduled visit to various project sites, also expressed confidence in the competence and commitment of the contractors to deliver the project on schedule.
One of the defining qualities of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Moino, is his ability to surprise everyone with his unscheduled visits to government establishments, offices, and project sites across the state. This has put the ministry's workers and contractors on their toes to deliver on assigned duties. Good afternoon, my chairman. This is Master. To date, the turn of some ongoing projects located within the capital, which include the ongoing power station at the State Secretariat, popularly known as Idong-Isinkanga Secretariat, where most of the government ministries and agencies are located.
Any place the government has supplied transformer.
The power station is meant to address the challenges of unstable power supply within the complex in order to ensure efficiency in the conduct of government business. The Commissioner for Power, Camillus Umor, sheds more light on the project.
Went to gas because gas provides a cleaner, cheaper, and more sustainable energy source. It leaves a lower carbon footprint and all that. And most importantly, because everything is commercial, the net value, the net benefit to the government is much, much better. Matter of fact, that facility will put Akwa Ibom State Secretariat in the band A premium class compared to the tariff system that we presently have.
The Public Servants Housing Estate and the Dakada Skills Acquisition Center located in Ibionibum are also inspected. The governor sums up his impression on the projects.
We are already earmarked today to inspect some of the projects that we got briefing during our last ESCO. And tomorrow we have ESCO, so I needed to see for myself and compare the briefing we got to what is on ground. I want to say that I'm extremely satisfied about the things we have seen from the power station that will help power the Secretariat using gas. That's, of course, that's the way the world is going right now. So I am happy with what the contractor is doing.
With Governor Eno's commitment to consolidate on the foundation of preceding administrations while expanding new frontiers of government, Akwa Ibom State appears to be steadily on the path of sustainable development.
Artisans who deal with the conversion of waste tires to friction prevention items for vehicles, mills, generators, and other machines are seeking access to loan facilities to expand their businesses. The craftsmen who ply their trade in Benin City, the Edo State capital, are also concerned about the difficulty in sourcing materials for their businesses, as companies manufacturing the type of tires they require are no longer in the country.
In the Edo State capital, Benin City, time was when waste tires considered useless littered the roads. It's a story that is changing as this vulcanizer shares.
The thing they very okay, not be like before. You say they use our money, find all those environmental people. They call they park the tire. But now they call they find how the tire be. So they book money.
Among those who have found waste tires useful are the men in this center, also in the state capital, who with patience dig into and strip the tires in search of valuable parts.
Tools or equipment
Strength and dexterity are deployed for many of the tasks required to create the different items here.
The vehicle, for example, any parts that has to do with bushing or tire, we are working, you can do it. Anything that has to do with friction, because the purpose of the tire that you put in any part of a vehicle is to avoid friction.
Other machines the products are made for include generators and cassava mills.
For cassava engine, kernel engine, block engine, and some other engines that use beds.
In the generator, we can cut bushing in those generators to avoid the between the coil and the alternator, so avoid friction and make it work freely.
It takes only a few tools, resourcefulness and creativity to birth the products. Still, customer satisfaction is maintained.
I use it in my car, in my Primera car. The last 2 years, I have not changed it.
It's believed machines would give them speed and increase production.
First part that we need your help is that the material is becoming too difficult to get, and also the support, especially manual, so that we can have a machine to support the work.
Another desire is access to loans.
If we have a good loan, I believe that when those commercial banks, if the government is not forthcoming, when the commercial banks come and they see that this place is well organized, they will still maybe see reasons to want to help us.
Confidence their skills and commitment could contribute to an improved economy. The quest now for these artisans is to get relevant bodies to look their way and consider investing in their businesses. Jessica Oluwose, Channels Television News.
In commemoration of this year's World Health Day, the Delta State government, in collaboration with the World Health Organization, has organized a road walk to enlighten residents on their right to quality healthcare. During the walk, the state government disclosed that it has commenced the employment and deployment of more doctors and nurses across the 66 secondary facilities in the state to close the gap left by the massive brain drain in the sector.
The massive medical brain drain due to the famous Japa syndrome is one that is capable of crippling the provision of quality healthcare to Nigerians. Then workers from the State Ministry of Health, supported by the World Health Organization, embark on this road awareness walk to enlighten the people on their right to quality healthcare. They marched through some major roads in Asaba, the Delta State capital, asking the public to take their health more seriously and avoid negative practices and assumptions.
We know that our state still needs help, a lot of help, with access to quality essential health services due to largely unfulfilled rights. The rural dwellers, the poor, and those in hard-to-reach areas, especially our people in the riverine areas, they are the most disadvantaged. I urge the state to uphold the progress towards fulfilling the rights to health. This is a universal right of all human beings.
The government is aware that the brain drain that has characterized the medical sector has risen to an all-time high, so policies that will urgently address the ugly trend are being implemented.
Though we are plagued with the problem of the Japa syndrome that currently and an issue in the country in the health sector. But in his magnanimity, His Excellency also made it possible for us that once doctors and nurses exit the system, either by JAPA or by time whatsoever means they exit, there is a provision for us to immediately replace them. So there is replacement immediately, and that will also go a long way to ensure adequate and quality healthcare delivery.
To address this, the Delta State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joseph Onojaime, highlights some of the achievements of the government in the health sector as part of activities to mark World Health Day.
We will continue to implement policies aimed at promoting public health and preventive care. All of these strides have led to an improvement in our surveillance and response system, while also ensuring there are enough commodities in the states to meet the demand for family planning services, vaccine for children and adults.
This roadwalk is a reminder to the government to make good its promise to continue to improve the health sector in the country.
Welcome back. In Cross River State, the governor, Basio II, is asking Muslims to exhibit the true spirit of peace and love in their daily lives and relationship with men of all faith. The governor stressed on the need for all to live in harmony regardless of religious affiliations as well.
And see that day and receive the blessing of
I want to appreciate everybody for coming out. I want to appreciate this period of fasting. There's nothing that prayer cannot do. A lot of people do not really believe in prayers. But I tell you that the doors are open for this state today are because of prayers. And I will not want you to relent. I will not want you to relent. Let us forgive one another for whatever issues that were there, whatever misgivings that were there. Let's forgive and forget.
To discuss the Eid celebration, especially in this time, we're being joined by a social commentator, Maman Mohammed. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
And happy Salah as well.
I wish you the same. Happy Salah.
Now, how has the celebration of Eid al-Fitr been impacted by the current economic hardships in the country?
Yeah, actually, in spite of the economic hardship, people have been so cooperating, and of course, there is a lot of resilience on the part of the faithfuls who have been so faithful in their undertaking the religious obligation, and of course.
Our parents, so we do not allow any to the rules of country that we will not do better.
Okay, we appear to be having difficulties with Mr. Maman Mohammed's audio, but Mr. Maman, if you can hear me, we're responding to my question about how the hardship, the current economic hardship in the country is impacting the celebration.
Yeah, like I said earlier, there is economic hardship. There is no doubt about that. But of course, the people have faith. And of course, it has come to pass. People celebrated this Salah. It may not be the way you want it to be, but obviously it was okay. And most importantly, it was peaceful.
Now, Mr. Mohammed, in what ways do you believe the spirit of Ramadan can help communities navigate through these challenges?
Yeah, we have seen during the Ramadan period that, yes, we can be about resilience shown on the people to withstand all this that has happened, the economic hardship under internet. Hello?
Hi, Mr. Mohammed, I can hear you. You can continue.
Oh, okay. Like I was saying, that people have been assisting one another, and in the spirit of the act of worship, we've been our brothers' keepers and extending hands of goodwill, making sacrifices, and it has come to pass successfully and peacefully too. People, if you look around, everybody is still celebrating. In spite of the fact that there is hardship, economic hardship, people are still celebrating. You trust Nigerians with resilience and withstanding difficulties. This has worked out as well in the Salah celebration.
Now, from a religious perspective, how do you think the principles of generosity and charity, which are emphasized during the Ramadan period, can address economic inequalities in the society?
Yeah, religious leaders have been calling on the leaders and at various levels to have this care for the less privileged, especially. And of course, I am pretty sure, I am confident that the government of the day will do the needful to see that, yes, they appreciate the resilience of Nigerians, they appreciate the cooperation of Nigerians, and they appreciate the kind of support Nigerians have been giving to government to see that, yes, at the end of the day, it works out successfully and positively for the people, so that all of us will enjoy the national cake, as it is called, and all of us will have a better life and a dignified life.
Now, going forward, do you have a word or two you like to tell the faithful, beyond this period?
Yeah. My call to the people, faithful, is we should take this act of worship, that is the sacrifice, the support we've been giving each other, the love, the mercy that we've been giving each other during the Ramadan, beyond the Ramadan season. We are all together, we are all one, and of course, we can stand for one another, all for one and one for all. We can all stand for one another, and it will work out. We are all Nigerians. We can support our brothers and be our brothers' keepers. And of course, that will make us a better society and better citizens.
Now, tell us more, Mr. Mohammed, about those traditional practices or community initiatives that take place during this time.
Yeah, you can see people dancing around. Festivities are ongoing. Different groups having their festivities, and of course, you can see visitations, people moving around, and in spite of the fact that there is hike in the price of fuel, people are not moving anyhow again. But of course, you still find people moving from one place to another, taking visits to see one another and exchanging gifts and pleasantries. That is very, very wonderful. And of course, it is something that is worth celebrating. And I appreciate everyone. And we thank God that it has been so peaceful, most importantly, very, very peaceful. Nigerians have demonstrated that, yes, with peace we can weather this storm and become a very strong and united country.
Now, there's something I also heard, which is very interesting. Today, the faithful are encouraged to wear a new attire. Can you tell us more about that, Mr. Mohammed?
In fact, if you look around, you may assume that the economic hardship is not as harsh as we may be talking about, because you find people adorned in new clothes and beautifully decorated, new shoes, new clothes, new caps. You find people taking foods to the neighbors and all this and that. Like I said earlier, it's a resilience and love for one another. And this has been demonstrated in this Salah. And I'm happy that in spite of the hardships, we still remain our brothers' keepers and willing to make sacrifices support one another and to see that, yes, we move some people or somebody who is not privileged to have the whole thing as he may want it to be, but he's being supported by, you find individuals giving the support, you find communities giving the support, even the government, state governments are giving the support. So virtually everyone is involved in supporting one another to see that, yes, it is not as biting or as hard as it is. Throughout the Ramadan period, you find people distributing food, and that is good. You find both uncooked and even cooked food are being distributed to people who cannot afford it. And it is a good way that we would love to see this going beyond the Ramadan period.
Yes, but this is not the time for killing of rams. So all our Muslim friends and people that have been itching to eat ram will know that this is not the period for that. Thank you so much, social commentator Mr. Maman Mohammed, for sharing your thoughts with us, and have a happy Salah.
Thank you. Wish you same. Chicken was slaughtered. Let me remind you, we slaughtered a lot of chicken, and people had chicken for
definitely. I know. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. Okay, that's the program for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami.